What is up, guys? We are here for another edition of the Gains podcast. I got a special guest with me today, Swole Alpha. What is up, my man? How you doing on this lovely Monday afternoon?
I'm doing great. The sun is shining. The gains are coming along. I have nothing to complain about.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Because right out the onset, baby. So, as you guys know, I did an interview on Swole Alpha's channel like a month or two back. It was a great interview. We got to know each other and spoke quite a bit. And we've spoken a bit offline. And obviously, Swole is a very competitive bodybuilder, which today, guys, we're going to go over basically run a game in the gym, Swole Alpha's history, everything like that. And you guys are really going to enjoy this one. So with that said, basically, let's go with your origin story, Swole. Can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself for people that might not know who you are, where you're from, etc.?
Yeah. So I grew up a pastor's kid. So as soon as my dad got the job, he pretty much took us on the road with him, moved from church to church. My upbringing, even though I was a pastor's son, it was pretty normal for the most part. We were probably a little bit stricter. We had to be at home at a certain time and had to get our homework done, and everything I guess was structured. But I never stayed in one place for too long while growing up. We was always constantly on the move, moving from place to place. But what that did is that I think that allowed me to really get into other cultures and see how other people reacted. Like I'd be in like one area, one year would be all black, the next area would be all white, next year would be like a mixed group of people.
Yeah.
So I learned to conversate with everybody, and so I never had like a I don't know. It's like some people like to seclude themselves from other people, but I'm always was able to communicate openly with anybody, just from constantly just moving around and just dealing with different people. Always was I would say a little nerdy, a little to myself. I did get picked on, and that's when I wanted to start bodybuilding, start weight training, and I started with my dad actually.
I was just going to segue into that. Perfect. I was going to ask, how did you get started with bodybuilding? For those that aren't aware, Swole is an IFBB pro, guys, which we'll talk about that in a second. But go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
My dad started taking me to the gym, and I fell in love with it. Playing around with some of the equipment, I like how it made me felt. And also, it was like when I was in the gym, I was in like my own little world. And I just got kind of addicted to it. And then
was your father a bodybuilder as well?
Huh?
Was your father a bodybuilder as well?
The furthest thing.
Okay. No. He said what? He was what?
The furthest thing.
Oh, okay. But he was active in the gym though. He was the one that first one to introduce you to a dumbbell.
Yeah, my dad is an NCAA champion athlete. So he won a championship while he was in college, and then he won.
What sport?
What you say?
You said NCAA. What sport?
Track and field.
Track and field. Okay. Is my mic coming in low? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I'll speak louder. Go ahead.
But so he had a baseline knowledge of what to do in the gym. As far as like the diet goes and like the actual heavy training, I didn't actually start learning that until like my later years in high school, probably like my last year of high school. Started training with a few buddies of mine named Sean and Tony. They were like the biggest bodybuilders in the gym. And I just kind of went over there, asked them, if I could train with them. And I think it took me a few weeks to keep on begging them. And then they were like, yeah, okay, we'll be here at 7 a.m. Don't be late. And I was so excited because I thought they were going to make me superhuman. I was there at 6 a.m.
Okay. And this was you in high school, right? This was your first workout when you were a teenager back then?
Yeah. Okay. It's funny, too, because Tony ran into me last year, and he was like, man, you bigger than all of us now. And, that was funny, and it was also cool because, like I said, I was, like, looking up to them, those guys, like, they were gods, man. Like, I want to be just like them.
So shout out to Afri Kingdom, by the way, in the chat, and also to Scott. What's up, guys? So that's what got you into bodybuilding, basically getting picked on, and then also your dad, well, being a nerd, kind of like me as well. And then your dad got introduced you to the gym. He was a champion athlete in the NCAA, and then you ended up meeting.
Yeah, that all introduced me to the weight training side of things, not the actual bodybuilding. The actual bodybuilding, the competing aspect. That was a documentary called Pumping Iron. That's what got me into.
Okay. Yeah, that's an excellent documentary for those that aren't aware. It was a documentary back from the 70s when Arnold and all the whole gang was training at Gold's Gym in Venice Beach back in the day. So that's an excellent documentary. I think everyone who's lifted weight has seen that at some point. So how long have you been competing, Swole?
My first show was in 2012.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been competing for 8 years, and you're how old? You're 30, right? You're my age?
28.
28. Okay. All right. So you're young, man. Now, what leagues do you compete in, and can you break down the different leagues for the audience? Because I think a lot of people are unaware of like the difference between, like, let's say, NPC versus an IFBB or wherever it may be, what you compete in, and if you could just break it down real quick.
Okay, so the when I first got into the sport, I was like, no drugs at all. I was like, not doing it. I am the drug. That was my attitude when I was younger. I competed in natural organizations, and those natural organizations was OCB, and that's for Associations of Competitive Bodybuilders. And I was like gun ho on winning their title. It took me 3 long years to do it, but I finally did. And then the other federation was IMBA, and that is, I got it right here. That is it's PNBA, IMBA. I'm just looking at a title I want from them.
Show the trophy, man. Show the guys the receipts, baby.
Oh yeah, this is it's like a little plaque I won.
Hey, you see that? Doing the work, guys. Doing the work, baby. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff around here of past shows and all that. But yeah, I competed in so many natural organizations. I can't even remember all of their names. But it's not actually the big leagues. The big leagues is NPC/IFBB. If you really want to make a career or make your name known in the fitness world, that's the organization that you want to be in.
Yep. NPC and IFBB are the top two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had no interest in it when I first started. I was just trying to get big, and then my aspirations was actually to be in the WWE.
Okay. I didn't know that. So you wanted to actually be a wrestler. Shout out to Afri Kingdom in the chat. I know he's a big wrestling fan, and so was I actually. I used to, obviously, I think Stone Cold Steve Austin is my favorite guy, and The Rock. But nowadays, I personally think John Cena killed wrestling, in my opinion. Once he started pushing him. What was that?
I think John Cena was the last superstar.
You think so? Okay. I hate I feel like when John Cena came in and they started pushing him, I was like, this is the end of wrestling, right around 05, 06. I was like, yeah, no, man, this guy's not it. But, it is what it is.
I mean, how I feel about Roman Reigns. I don't know if you.
Oh, yeah. I'm familiar with Roman Reigns. Yeah. Like WWE now is trash, bro.
Yeah.
It's truly trash. I want to kind of swear a little bit, but I'm gonna keep it clean. But anyway, okay, cool. So you want to actually be a wrestler. So now you compete. You've competed NPC and IFBB both.
Well, that was after the wrestling thing. So what happened was my friends, all of them were wrestlers, and they were training in the independent scene. So the independent scene is kind of like it's kind of like the circus, really. And
they're traveling and doing shows and that type of thing, right?
Yeah, but it's like in gyms and very small.
Yep.
I had no interest in doing that. So what I did is I was like, you know what? I know how to talk and I got a personality. So I filmed myself talking in my college apartment, and then I just sent the tape to him, and then I got a call like a week later from him.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you were able to wrestle for a bit.
No. So I was training with Steve Oz in Chicago style wrestling just to learn a few things. I sent that tape over to WWE for them to put me on Tough Enough.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, and I made it pretty far. Like my video got really popular. Made appearance on Raw, and then I was getting a whole bunch of interviews from like their recruit team and all that. And
What
Triple
season
H.
of Tough Enough were you on?
What was that?
What season of Tough Enough were you on?
I think it was like the second to last season.
Wow. Okay, that's cool, dude. I didn't even know that about you, that you had been on a TV, national television.
You know, it was very short, and it was a dream that really killed my soul. I wanted to travel. I wanted to go to Toys R Us and see my action figure in the aisle. And now, Byron, you're just reminding me of myself.
Sorry, man. I'm sorry, bro. So not all of us get our dreams, I guess. So okay, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you, bro. You were talking about Triple H. So Hunter Hearst Helmsley, he hit you up.
Yeah, he
sent me Ryvan Levesque.
He sent me an email. He was like, brother, we love young talent, but you look too young.
Oh man,
that's the thing though. Because look, I'm 28 now. I'm 28 now, and I finally look like I'm 24.
Yeah.
I got a baby face.
Oh man, dude. Yeah, I mean that's cool though. I did not know that you were gonna become a wrestler. That's awesome. So so you were on Tough Enough. You actually spoke to Triple H, and like so a big thing was like, I guess you didn't look mature enough for them at the time.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So how long have you been competing in the IFBB? And if you could break it down for the guys, I mean, let me say it real fast for the audience, guys. IFBB is the top bodybuilding federation in the world. Okay. So obviously to have a pro card in that league is a big deal, guys. Really big deal. Because you got to qualify, you got to come in the top 2, if I'm not mistaken, right, to get a pro card in IFBB.
Yeah, so you gotta win a regional show first, and then that will qualify you for nationals, and then you gotta place top 2 in your class at nationals.
Yeah, and that's obviously very difficult to do. So, how long have you been competing in the IFBB?
I turned pro in 2017. So I actually had my first legit season last year, and got demolished. Just lack of coaching, lack of I don't think my season, my off season prior to that wasn't the best. I was too focused on business, and then when I was focused on business, that's when the money came, and then when the money came, women came, and then
And don't worry, guys, we're gonna get to the ladies. I know you horn dogs are in here waiting for that. But obviously, I want you guys to know Swole's origin story, how he started, because obviously it's very interesting. We talked pretty length on the phone about this, and I think it's important. So you basically, so you've been competing at the IFBB. You turned pro in 2017, which is amazing for a guy. Back then, you were what? You were probably 25. So, okay. And where do you live? You're right outside of Chicago, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm in the suburb. Yeah, south suburb.
Okay. So shout out to Chicago, aka Chirac, by the way. Are you prepping right now for a show, Swole?
I'm getting ready for next year because this year is pretty much done. I mean, we did have the Tampa Pro, which I competed in last year.
Okay.
That was awesome to see the competitors there, but all these shows are not set in stone. It's a maybe.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, in my head, I'm like, okay, well, I have to win my next pro show. I've done 2. I kind of made my mistakes, but I know exactly what to do now to win. So I'm not trying to waste my time.
Yep.
So I see if all my competitors right now are trying to rush and diet down for a maybe show, this is the time where I can really gain some size on them while they're dieting down, because you stop growing muscle once you diet down.
Of course, yes.
And then really just kill them all next year.
Yeah. So the Tampa Pro, I remember you telling me that you were thinking about doing. Did you do that show, or did you end up not doing it?
No, I didn't do. I did Tampa Pro last year. I didn't do it this year.
You didn't do it this year? Okay, yeah. I mean, shout out to the beer bug ruining everything for everybody. So I'm not surprised that like this year is pretty much a wash for any type of competitive show. But I guess on the bright side, it gives you another year to prep. Now I know everyone's going to want to know this. How often and how long do you train per session per week, and what are your current macros? I knew everyone want to know that one.
You know what? It was kind of funny too because I just got done listening to a podcast, the Real Bodybuilding podcast, and they had Branch Warren and Seth Feroce on there.
Uh-huh.
Do you know who Branch Warren is?
Of course, yeah. Known for his legs.
That guy's cutthroat, man. And he's he's an all-American, roughneck. He was like, you know what? I don't know why everybody's so concerned about these macros, man. Like, I don't know what I mean. I just eat, I train hard, and that's it. That's how you put in the work.
Yeah, he's one of those old school. He's one of those old school bodybuilders, man. Like going really hard with Flex Wheeler and all those other guys out down there in Texas, man. So they don't mess around. He's training with Ronnie Coleman. So yeah, I'm very familiar with Branch Warren, known for his intensity, training in the gym. So you don't count macros at all. You just I mean, I'm sure when you're dieting you probably do, but right now it's off season for you, right?
Yeah, I mean, I follow coaches' guidelines, what they give me, but it's not that complicated. I mean, really, I mean, I mentioned Branch Warren because that's pretty much my mentality. Eat, sleep, and train as hard as you can once you get in the gym, and as smart as you can. You got to have a game plan, and so I'm starting to release my my video logs of my training, not only my training, but just how I take approach to my diet and my training. And it's not random. I don't go into the week or go into the gym like, oh well, we'll just see what happens today. Like no, I know exactly what I need to get done. I need to know exactly what body parts I need to be working on. I don't work on every single body part every single week. Like I probably hit my shoulders a total times of maybe 4 or 5 times over the course of 3 months of training. So it's not an area where I need to work on. Where I need to work on calves, my legs, my back. They'll win me my shows. My chest and my shoulders can't compete against anybody in the world right now as far as classic physique goes. So I know what I need to work on, and that's just coming from the advancement. Like I said, I've been competing since 2012. So you just get to the point now where you know what to do. Yeah.
So obviously you're not following like a traditional split, because obviously you have weak point training that you're emphasizing more. You might not even need to train your shoulders directly, anymore, because your delts are just so developed. And I tell a lot of my clients ask, well, a lot of time like, hey, what about when I have weak points and stuff? And I'm like, listen, man, like you're not going to know what your weak points are until you have like 5 years of solid training, because then you're going to know what's developed, what hasn't developed, and then from there you can build a more tailored plan for it. But like Swole is like on another level where he's basically like he's training with the purpose of winning shows. So that's a whole different mindset from trying to train good to look naked, like like me and what I teach. So no, awesome. So how often are you in the gym? How many days a week are you training? 5, 6 days a week, 4 days a week?
I'm a personal trainer, so I'm in there just about every day.
Okay.
Weekends, Saturdays, Sundays, typically my off days from training clients. But I'll be in there randomly on weekends. My training splits is about 5 days a week.
Okay. Yeah. Excellent. What are the top 3 things you wish you knew before competing in bodybuilding?
Which I knew?
Top 3 things you wish you knew.
Before? I wish that I knew that people lie in natural organizations and they pass their drug tests. I mean, I
a lot of fake natties out there, right?
Yeah, a lot of fake natties. What else I knew? I wish I knew how to take my off season seriously, not to eat a bunch of crap and lay off the meals in the off season. I wish I knew that picking up girls in the gym was really, really easy.
We're gonna get to that next as well. For all you guys in here, I know they're just waiting, like, oh, how do I do this? You know what I'm saying? What else? Was that the third? No, that was the second. So you knew that. Oh no, actually that was 3. That people lie in the natty leagues. Okay. and then obviously that you knew how to pick up chicks, and then not to mess up during your off season, obviously.
Yeah.
Now, the question, and I know everyone is going to want to know this. All right, guys, I know you guys have been waiting for this one. I'm going to ask it. The people want to know, are you natty or not?
Oh, no, baby. I'm all drugs. No, right now in my current state, I'm on nothing right now.
Okay.
Well, when I get ready for shows, yes, you gotta get on some supplements.
Yeah, get on some. I like that. You got to get on some supplements.
Yeah.
And what are some tips that you would give to young guys? Obviously, they're the most impressionable. That are thinking about doing it. Is it worth it? Would you? What is your thoughts on the topic?
All right, so I want everybody to really pay close attention to my videos of me training right now, and I want you guys to see how muscular I am. That is me, just straight natural. Like I'm not on anything right now. I don't get on anything until it's close to showtime, and I have a lot of muscle on me. I mean, I have enough muscle on me right now that I think that if you would put it on to anybody that's watching this live stream right now, they will be satisfied with.
Absolutely, yeah.
So my point is, what I'm trying to say is that it's not necessary. The only time that is necessary is when you are competing, and the only time and for why is that is because the judges require us to have so much muscle that to eat only broccoli and tilapia the last 8 weeks for a competition, you know how much muscle you will lose if you were to take nothing.
Yeah.
That you know, and you will lose it. You know, I look like a string bean. So that's the reason why you have to get on, supplements.
Yeah.
You will lose so much muscle, and so yeah, you guys would be very surprised on how little the pros actually take. The average kid in the gym takes way more than the IFBB pro bodybuilder does.
Very true.
And that's scary.
Yeah, like there's so many, and my take on it, guys, because I get asked this as well. I'm a lifetime natty, guys. As you can tell, I'm small arms, whatever. But the thing is that you guys got to understand that if you're going to go down that road, it better be for a very good reason. And quite frankly, a lot of people don't have any business doing it because they don't know what they're doing. Obviously, Swole is a professional. He's been doing this for a very long time, and he's competing at the highest level, guys. Like IFBB is no joke. IFBB is the same federation that these Olympia bodybuilders compete in, just so you guys understand like the what we're talking about here. So if you're training and you make this is your life, and this is you're basically a professional bodybuilder, that's one thing. But half you guys don't even know how to eat correctly, or or train correctly, or get basic bodybuilding principles down, sleeping enough, etc. Basic rudimentary fundamentals, man. A lot of guys don't even have this stuff, and they're taking grams of gear. So you guys just got to understand that it's not, or grams of supplements.
Right. Kids, our mindsets are all off. And I came out with a video on my channel because I kept on running into this problem. Whereas I'm offering kids coaching, and they go like, "Oh, I already know how to work out. What drugs you take?" And I'm like, dude,
yeah,
I know you know how to work out. That's good. Everybody that comes out of college will have a baseline knowledge of how to work out.
Yep.
I'm not here to teach you how to work out. That is not my job. My job is I am here to get you results. It is a difference. You can work out all the time that you want, and you can still look the same for 10 plus years.
Facts.
I'm not about that. I'm about getting you results.
It's about making gains, guys.
And
you want people to be Myron the Gains, not be Noah Gaines.
Right. And you notice how I said this, that I was underneath Tony and Sean when I first started training. I listened to them. I listened to my coaches. I listened to my trainers. I have personal trainers. I follow their regimen. Why? Because I want the results. They're not teaching me how to work out. They're teaching me how to get results. Kids don't respect coaches no more.
Yep.
I have an online client right now, and I gave him the sheet, and he don't want to put it in the work. He doesn't want to cook the meals. He doesn't want to go and do the training. And I was like, dude, I don't want to be in the gym for 2 to 3 hours. The workout's designed for 45 minutes. it's like they don't want to respect it. They think that it's the magic pill. They think that they're gonna take a shot of testosterone and then they're gonna look like Brent Warren the next day.
Facts, bro. Yo, you don't even know, dude, how like this is just like two trainers like ranting right now, speaking each other's language. Like, bro, it's amazing how people want to think results come quickly, and it's short-term solutions to long-term problems, because we live in a fast food society, man. People want instant gratification. So when you tell them, hey, you got to do some work, and by the way, it's probably not in your best interest to take supplements, people don't want to hear that, man. They want to get on grams of Tren and Deca and all this other stuff, and it's just like, nah, bro, it's not the move. So
I think the last guy that tried to argue me with this is that I was like, okay, you know what? I was like, forget the training, forget the diet. I want you to take as much stuff as possible. I want you to take as much. I want you to take as much Deca and Tren together. And grab a whole bunch of tabs of D-ball. Just shove 10 tabs of D-ball in your mouth, and then let's see what happens.
Exactly.
Stupid.
You're gonna die. So, all right, cool. So, all right, we're at the halfway point here, guys. So we're gonna get into what you guys have been waiting for the whole time. You horn dogs. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk about the ladies, okay? And we got Swole here who can do the boob bounce, which I can't do, so I'm kind of jealous right now. But I know that people are gonna want to ask, do you source your women from the gym, Swole Alpha?
Absolutely.
Cool. So obviously, so what's your opener? Do you talk to when you what's your game, I guess, with running? How do you run game in the gym with meeting women? I have a philosophy on it. I'm intrigued to see, and I know you watched one of my videos. We agree on some things and actually disagree on some other things. So this is good. This is good radio right here, baby. So yeah, go ahead. What are your take on it?
I have one pickup line and one pickup line only, and it works 100% of the time. The only time that it doesn't work if the girl has like a hardcore boyfriend and she's a girl. But even then, I still get to talk to her and get a contact.
Okay.
All I do is I'll see a chick with a big old booty, and then I walk up to her and be like, "Hey, can you spot me on the bench real quick?"
Oh, nice. And then and you're a big Swole dude, so she sees you, like you want me to spot you? Like, what's the reaction typically when you when you do that? Because I'm sure she's probably like, "Wait, hold the phone. You want me to spot you?" What do you say next after that?
All right. So the thing is that yes, that's the average response, and what that does is that it shocks the girl and it surprises her because you have done something that she wasn't expecting you to do. And also, it's what is their biggest thing? They love mystery.
Yeah.
So now they're trying to figure out why you asked them for a spot, and girls are addicted to that mystery factor.
Ooh. Okay.
And also, what that does is that you compliment her too on top of that, because you're telling her, "Hey, you're worthy to be in here. I see you put in the work, and so I trust you to spot me." And girls are really intimidated to be in the gym, as from the start, especially the weight training area. That's why girls first walk into the gym. They want to do cardio, or they'll go into the aerobics room. They really don't want to be in the weight room, killing it with all the rest of the guys. So if you ask them for a spot, it's like I'm accepted. I'm one of them. So she gets that feeling too. And so it's just so many positives that comes out of that. And also it's not aggressive. You're not being creepy.
Yep.
And so it's a good way just to get her to open up. You do your set, right? Now, there's studies shown that being around a woman doing a heavy set, it ups your testosterone.
That's actually very true.
Yeah.
That is very true.
So my sets are fantastic when a girl spots me. Like almost every single time I break a PR. And yeah, so you impress her too at the same time after you get done with your set. And then you open up just a normal conversation. You say, my name is Derrick. Her name is Sally Sue. Then you say where you're from, blah blah. It's just small talk, and then you go like, "Hey, you want to work out sometime?" Like, "Yeah, sure, okay. Well, what's your number?" And then
boom. And actually, that's a good point because I did a video on how to approach a girl in the gym, and the girl that I shot it with, a friend of mine, she was actually saying how the only guy that she's ever met from the gym actually did what Swole is telling you guys right now, which is to ask for a spot. And I never thought about that. I had never thought like, okay, I'm going to ask a girl for a spot. Because in my head, I'm like, man, she's gonna let this dumbbell fall on my face, bro. Next thing you know, I'm gonna die. I'm like, nah. I could ask no chick to help me lift weights, bro. But on that end, like I could see why it would like, you're gonna push a little bit harder because she might not be able to save you.
right.
So you are. And then on top of that, I like the cognitive game that you're playing, the cognitive chess, where you're kind of telling her, hey, listen, I accept you as a member of this gym. Like you're not just some bimbo. You know what I'm saying? I respect you. You know what I'm saying? Well, at least that's what I would say. But we all know how I feel. I'd be lying.
To determine that was a lie.
Oh. But anyway, but no, that's all jokes aside, guys. Like that's a really ingenious way to do it because you're basically starting a conversation without being creepy. Because let's talk about how to not talk to girls in the gym. And I'm sure you know this from your female clients, from girls that you've dated, etc. That because I'm assuming I'm going to say probably more than likely any girl that you probably associate with, like dealing with, probably is competitive to some degree with bodybuilding or lifts weights, right? Like you don't deal with no regular fat chicks, I'm assuming.
Right. Yeah, I know exactly the number one thing that you absolutely cannot do. It's like the death sentence.
Oh, we got to hear this one.
Yeah. Okay. So, fellas, you guys got girls set up balls. If you see a girl in the gym, and especially if you see her quite often and you don't make an approach, you don't go up and talk to her, but then you search her on social media, you add her on Facebook, you add her on Instagram, and then you send her a hello message on the DMs, that's the death sentence, baby.
Yeah, that's not the right way to do it. I agree 100%, guys. If you do that, you're going to prepare to take an L every time because what that shows is that you're scared. It shows that you don't take initiative. And it also shows when you message a girl randomly on the internet that you're thirsty, bro.
He needs some milk.
You know what I'm saying? So you guys got to like take the initiative. If you like her, just go ahead and make the approach. Now, my philosophy on this, I'm sure some of you guys might have saw the video, was I always say to be safe, you don't want to hit on girls at your home gym. And the reason why is because, they're training there. They're going to feel a little bit more awkward. Even if she likes you, the chances of her declining you are going to be a little bit higher because she's not going to want to deal with those consequences later of the social awkwardness. What do you think about that, Swole? Do you feel like, do you hit on girls at your gym? Obviously, you have a lot of social status at your gym since you're like an IFBB pro. So it's like with you, you're if you approach a chick, it's going to be much different than like an average Joe walking up weekend warrior. What's your take on hitting on girls at the home gym? Is there a way to do it? Do you say advocate, disagree? What do you think?
And this is not to be cocky or anything, guys, but any girl that I got,
be cocky, bro, please.
I've pretty much gotten, and that has been a bad thing.
Has been a what? Every single girl that you've.
I pretty much gotten every single girl that I wanted to get in the gym. Mm-hmm. It has been a bad thing, actually.
A bad thing.
Yes, because it has been at gyms that I worked at, and that for the most part, it's like that saying, don't poop where you eat. Yeah. And that's what you're pretty much talking about, because once you have sex with a girl, guys, it's only going to go up or it's going to go south. And
facts.
It's going to go south.
Yeah. It's going to be.
You don't want to bring her to your, because that's that's your fortress of solitude. That's supposed to be the area where you're supposed to get away from it all. And now you're bringing all that drama to you, and now you trying to talk to other chicks too, and then you don't know what time that she's gonna come in, and it's just no, don't do it. Don't do it. Do it at a faraway gym in the next town.
Yeah, facts. Like, I that's why I always tell guys, like, if you belong to like an LA Fitness or something, guys, Like just go to LA Fitness like a town over and hit on the girls there. You know what I'm saying? Because because even if she likes you, man, I feel like she's gonna be more prone to reject you because she's not gonna want to deal with the awkwardness. You know what I'm saying?
The likelihood that she's gonna be your girlfriend and your one and only is slim to none. So I mean, it's even if you do get with her, the breakup is going to happen. It's especially if she's under the age of 25. Like these girls are. You're talking about like the upper echelon of women that the gym, like that are hot. They got hella dudes in their DMs. They're smart. They usually
Gymshark sponsorship.
Yeah, like you're not going to keep her forever. I mean, you're not. She's gonna want another Johnny inside of her.
Facts. And fitness chicks, a lot of guys got to understand that fitness girls are some of the worst girls to deal with because they get the most attention by far, guys. Like literally, like it is like you want to see a horror story, like look at their look at fitness chicks IG DMs, bro, and you're gonna like see the reality of like why women like literally flake so much, why they give out. Like most of you guys, when you go up to 10, 20 years ago, you go up to a girl like, hey, what's your number? You'd be able to have a conversation, whatever. Nowadays, you get a phone number.
Psych! That's the wrong number.
You know what I'm saying? It's like women don't really respect men anymore when it comes to like the dating game because they have so many options. And I'm telling you guys, with fitness chicks, they get the most attention by far. So, if you are going to do it, I say I agree with Swole. Like you want to go to another gym. Or the other thing I told guys was go to the gym. Let's say you normally go to the gym at 6 p.m. Try going at 10 a.m. or 6 a.m. and hitting on the morning crowd. Because the people that typically work out in the morning, like they work out in the morning, bro. They ain't coming at night. You know what I'm saying? Because like when there's a certain type of person that trains at 6 o'clock in the morning, and people that train at 6 o'clock in the morning have regimented schedules, and they typically don't deviate from it. So you're never going to see someone that trains at 6 a.m. in the gym at like 8 p.m. Like that's going to mess up their cycle. So if you are going to hit on girls at your gym, I would say do it with girls that are different time zones, so to speak, gym time zone. Okay, Swole, what are the top three? I mean, we mentioned one of the worst things to do. What are the top three do's and don'ts that guys should incorporate in the gym when it comes to picking up women? You can do it any order. You can do the do's first and the don'ts, or either.
Let's do the don'ts. So the number one thing will absolutely be: do not add her on Facebook, especially after you've seen her a couple of times and she kind of knows who you are now.
Mm-hmm.
Do not. That's number one. That's no go. That's the death sentence.
Yep, that's an L waiting to happen, baby.
Yeah.
So do not do that, guys. Do not stalk her and then add her on all the social media.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The second thing that you don't do is you don't stare for too long. Don't be that guy that just as she's doing squats, she you like constantly looking at her ass like that. And trust me, guys, she knows.
Yo, facts, bro. That like you guys think that she doesn't know with her hat all down and headphones in? She knows, bro. She saw you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
once you start dating these girls, they will talk to you once they come back from the gym. They come and see you. They'll be like, "Yeah, I saw this couple guys and staring at me," and they'd be talking mad stuff about them, like just mad, like to me, to the actual guys that they're effing, like just dogging you out, and so you sitting there like just drooling over her, thinking that she's gonna be your one and only, and she's talking about you like she's talking about you heavenly, like calling you names, all
yeah.
Like it's a bad way to go. So you don't I know she's bad. I know you can't help it. It's that thing is jiggling while she's going up and down, and it's going from side to side, and oh, I know.
Yeah, but don't be
Stupid.
guys. You know what I'm saying? You got to make smart decisions when you talk to these ladies, or when you don't want to become. Honestly, I think you're better off making a cold approach and taking the L than staring awkwardly and not making a move. You know what I'm saying? You're better off just taking the L straight up, because then she's gonna know, like, okay, this chapter is done. And as a matter of fact, she might actually like have conversation with you in the gym next time, because she's like, you know, maybe she was dealing with a guy at that time. She didn't want to deal with you. So she'll remember you that you made that cool masculine approach and you weren't butthurt about it. That's the big thing too. With don'ts, and I'll just add to this real quick. What Swole was saying was, if you do get rejected, guys, don't get butthurt and mad, bro. Like, do not do that. Like, don't like, you know what I'm saying?
With you.
What was that? Go ahead, Swole.
Most of the time when you get rejected, it has nothing to do with you.
Facts. 1000% facts. Yep. So I think that was two things we covered. So yeah, do not add her on social media randomly, right? And without knowing her. Do not stare. And then what was the third? For don't.
The third is don't try to be her friend first.
Yep.
So don't be that guy. It's like what you said, like, especially if you're in the morning, these women have regimented schedules. So you don't want to be the guy who's going to come up there and you're going to be like, oh, hey, Sally Sue. Hey, how's your day going? Hey, blah, 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 blah. Oh, you get those new shoes? Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, work is all right this week. You are taking time out of a workout and you are pissing her off.
Facts.
And she's trying to be nice to you. Like, she's like giving you that smile, like, oh, yeah, okay. Like,
and she's just like, yo, like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's like, get the out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying? We got a super chat. Red sings the blues. My donation, been watching you on the 7th, learning to get back in shape. Love to get an interview with you soon, Myron. Sent an email. All right, cool, man. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Thank you, bro. Yeah, man. Donovan is my man, bro. Our video with Tommy Lahren is like at 50K views, man. I guess everyone hates that chick. Everyone's making videos about her. But yeah, shout out to Donovan. Shout out to everybody on the 7, man. We did a great show yesterday as well. It's on Donovan's Patreon. It got X-rated fast, so as usual. Okay, so what are the 3 do's, Swole, in your opinion, on guys that want to approach women in the gym?
Confident approach. Again, I think my pickup line is king. So that'd be the number one thing for you.
And can you give it to we just got some new viewers in. Can you give them that awesome opener one more time?
Yeah. So the number one opener that you guys want to do, guys, is just to simply ask her for a spot.
Boom.
I think that's the number one thing. If you don't want to do that, then just make an approach, introduce yourself, but don't be too long. I'll just make it short, simple.
I think confidence goes a lot more further. Like with the gym, it's like I would say that confidence is required even more than in a nightclub. You know what I'm saying? Because in a nightclub, it's like kind of implied that you're gonna hit on her, but like in the gym, it's like it's kind of unorthodox. So you really need to own it. Like you can't come in on some like weak boy stuff. Like, you know, would you like to talk? Like, no, you know what I mean? Like, no, you. You got to actually go in there like strong and confident, and like Swole basically tells them, hey, I need you to spot me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and here's the other thing too I was thinking about when you mentioned that, bro. You're giving her kind of, you're telling her to do something. You're instructing her to do something, which also goes to like the female psyche, because we all know, you know, for relationships to work with women and in general, like you got to be the leader as the man. You got to kind of dictate your authority. And by telling her to spot you, you're already instructing her to do something, which I think is obviously very important. You know what I'm saying?
Only a man who really knows women will only look into those details.
Yeah, I was like thinking about that as you were saying, because I've never thought about that, bro. Now I'm gonna see. This is why these podcasts are awesome, because I'm learning too, guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a student of the game too. Like, I'm learning different ways, you know, to figure this stuff out, and that's actually an ingenious trick. I'm gonna try it next time I'm at the gym, actually, and there's like a baddie. I want to talk to her. I'm like, hey, you woman, help me bench. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. So that'd be awesome. Okay, and then so that was number 2. Was that number 1? I think right there of what Jim. Jim 1 was the first one was confidence. Second one was use that pickup line, and then what is the third?
That pickup line, and the second one was confidence, and then the third one is I think. So this was one of my biggest mistakes, and this was a girl that actually became my girlfriend. One of the hottest girls I ever dated, and the coolest ones too. So I was kind of, I was fighting my fear, to be honest with you guys, because this was like a next generation hotness in my mind. And guess what I said? I said, look, this is next generation hotness in my mind. I already built her up in my head. So that's a mistake that I've made, because when you build her up in your head, now you're making this thing bigger than what it actually is.
Yeah. And you're already putting her on a pedestal.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, I'm the kind of guy that if I'm going to make the approach, I'm going to make the approach no matter what, even if I'm scared. So I did. I got her number, but I didn't make strong eye contact. Eye contact is key.
Yeah.
It's the number one thing that you got to do. And you know what? She was honestly, like, she told me honestly, like, after we started dating, she was like, if you wasn't so attractive, there's no way I would have gave you my number. You know, it's like, you know, so it was like really my looks and my body that got me in. But and I was like, I was kind of down on myself when she told me that, because I was like, man, like you feel like a little bitch, you know, when a girl tells you that, you know.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's a crappy feeling, but you know, it is what it is.
Right.
So okay, so those are 3 tips right there, guys, from Swole. Ask her to spot you, be confident in your approach, and do not play games in your own head before you approach her. You know what I'm saying? That's awesome, dude, because that's a great tip, because the thing is, a lot of guys will like sit there and they'll watch her for months, bro. Like they'll watch her for months, and then they'll finally gather up the courage to approach her. And by the time they do it, it's like they have this preconceived notion in their mind that she's like so like awesome, and so, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, she's an angel. She's like everything to me. You know what I'm saying? They have this thing in their head, like when she walks in the gym, like, oh my God, you know? And it's like, you guys can't pedestalize these chicks, bro. Let me tell you guys something. Every chick,
she belongs to the streets
until proven otherwise. All right. You know what I'm saying? So you guys can't pedestalize these girls. All right. That's a legendary quote from my man Future right there. Remember that, guys.
She belongs to the streets
every single time you approach these chicks. All right. So, Swole, here's a question for you, and then we'll start getting your questions in. Oh, super chat, by the way, John H. It's disrespectful to walk up to someone and assume they have time to stop and talk to you. Yo, facts, bro. Facts. And girls get mad when you do that, bro. Like, they're literally going to be like, they're going to be even more apt to reject you. Like, even if you're trying to like friend zone yourself, they're going to be like, nah, bro, get out of here. I'm working out. Last thing I want to do is talk to you. Yeah. So, because that's another thing that like hot girls have to deal with all the time, is like guys coming and approaching them, but giving them platonic conversation. Like, they don't get to the point. A lot of guys do that. And that's like a gripe that a lot of hot girls have.
Yeah.
So Swole, here's a question for you, and then we'll open it up to Q&A for the bros in here. What are the biggest differences between dating a fitness chick and a normal girl? Because obviously you've done, I don't know if I'm sure you've dated like normal chicks versus like fitness chicks.
You know what? I don't like dating normal chicks. They got to be somewhat in the gym, because this is what the thing is. What I found out is, if a girl's not working out, more than likely she's not a quality girl. Like, she doesn't have other areas in her life figured out. You know, like she works at a dead end job, or she doesn't have no job at all. She might have like several kids or something like that, or you know, might be ghetto or uneducated. Like, it's usually not typically the girl that you want, the girl that you come and bring home to mama, you know, that go into the gym. So a gym girl, I believe, guys, is the best girl, because more than likely she got other stuff in her life handled, and she's more of a complete person.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the biggest thing. So I will always, if a girl doesn't work out, that's a big turn off for me.
Okay. Yeah. And you know what, Swole, that's very true, bro. Because like when I date chicks that aren't active in the gym, they just have certain bad habits, man, that like are not conducive. Like especially like party chicks and stuff like that. Obviously, you guys know I'm here in Miami. I've dated plenty of party chicks, strippers, OnlyFans chicks, like whatever, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of them just have like really bad habits that you don't really want to, you know, that aren't conducive to overall success. And you're not really going to change them, quite frankly, no matter how good a straight edge you are, how good you are with what you do. Like, they'll admire you for it. It'll make you attractive, but they're not really going to change, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, you guys got to understand, especially like with like hot young party girls, is that like no one really holds them accountable. You know what I'm saying? Like their reality is much different than ours. Like if you're an attractive 21-year-old, right, and you don't go to the gym, you don't work out, you haven't really put yourself through any type of adversity, like you don't get negative reinforcement for that. As a man, if you do that, like you're going to go broke, like you're going to get fat, you're not going to be attractive. You're going to deal with immediate consequences to your actions. You know what I'm saying? But with women, it's like they can just be thin and be hot and party and do coke or whatever they want to do, and no one, society isn't really going to tell them anything. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, you'll get negatively attacked as a guy if you tell them anything. So, you know, I agree with Swole that like when you deal with chicks that work out, they're just going to be on a different wavelength, man. You know what I'm saying? And then the other thing too is that they're not going to pressure you into doing stupid things, eating bad food, drinking alcohol all the time, partying, whatever it may be. And obviously, when you're at Swole's level and you're competing at the IFBB level, you really can't afford to be going out during weekends and doing dumb stuff and, you know, drinking alcohol all the time. It's like, it's a whole nother thing. So you need a woman that's kind of on that programming as well. So I definitely see what you mean with that.
And this is why I love this side of YouTube, because it's, I don't know, it's just so refreshing to meet guys like you that's like, man, dude, it's like you're in my brain. It's like, you know, like,
yeah,
you get it, you know, like it's no explanation. We understand each other. Like, it's just, it's like, I love it. You know, it's like I'll listen to like Coach Greg Adams or something like that. And he's like, dude, it's like, how do you go to the exact same situation that I just went through? Like, it's like, he's recalling stuff that I went through and you recall stuff that I went through. And it's like, it's so, I'm just so amazed that, you know, not one of us is like in a special situation. We all deal with pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And like it's even more pronounced here in Miami. So I know exactly what you're talking about, bro. Like, because like all the girls here want to party and get messed up and everything like that. And it's cool. Like, I'm not gonna, you know, I go out, I do night game myself and everything. But like, obviously, like I understand there's a level, you know what I mean? Because at some point, you know, drinking alcohol too much is always going to ruin your gains. Like I always say, man, like alcohol is probably one of the worst things for you guys when it comes to bodybuilding, man. Like it's literally like, I don't know anyone that's like, that competes, that drinks. Like, you know what I mean? That's like stepping on stage like multiple times a year that like drinks alcohol consistently. I just don't. Like, it's one of the worst things for you.
Well, without the competing aspect though, like let's just look at you, Myron. Like you're about your business.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're growing your business fast. You know, you got your other job, right?
Yeah.
You're working out too. You don't have time to be wasting on a chick that just wants to lay around and smoke weed all day.
Yeah, exactly. That's like it.
You got to get so much things done in the week. You can't mess with a chick that's going to do that.
Yeah, no, you can't. You know, like those chicks are hot, man. But you guys got to understand, like those are chicks that you plate. You know what I'm saying? You don't take them serious, bro. Because like chicks like that, you know. When girl does drugs or like parties too much or whatever, bro,
She belongs to the streets.
every single time, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to associate with those chicks. Okay, so you don't even, okay, so that answers that question. You don't even deal with them. All right, cool. So guys, we are gonna open it up for Q&As. And I saw some guys ask some pretty good questions in here. One of the guys, Chris, asked, what about asking them to take video of you in the gym instead of asking them to spot you?
Oh, hell
Have you ever done that?
No.
Okay, so explain that one, why that one's not good.
Okay, so what you tell her is that I'm a cocky son of a gun, right?
Yeah.
Here you go. Take my video and take my photo, you know, you little peasant. That's like doing the opposite of what I said about asking her for the spot. Like I said, you're uplifting her, you know, you're telling her that you're part of the gym. Where you communicate to her is like, okay, you're a fan. Watch me do my set. It's like that can come off really wrong. I mean, she doesn't know you too. And you tell her, you know, to film you on your set, and you look like such a douchebag. Yeah, facts. And here's the thing: if you're in good shape, it's gonna actually be worse if you ask her to do that. Because then she's gonna feel like, oh, you're recording this for your Instagram or your YouTube. Like you're gonna look like you're gonna come off as even more pompous by doing that. So, good question, but yeah, no, Chris, don't do it, bro. If I see you at LA Fitness telling, he works out with me at the gym. Yo, if I see you at LA Fitness telling these bimbos out there, hey, I need you to record me while I do these curls. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm a clown you. I'm gonna tell you. You saw the podcast. Junior. What was that, Swole? Bring a tripod. Film yourself.
Facts. Yeah, bring a tripod. You know what I'm saying? Theo C. Jr. says, what about chicks who aren't near the weights?
Oh,
I think he's talking about the cardio bunnies. Yeah.
You know, what did I do? I know exactly what I did. I forgot. I don't want to mention her name, but I think that I just broke it. I just went up to her while she was on the treadmill, and I went on the treadmill right beside her and just started talking, this small talk conversation. That's really bold, guys, that you got to do. And you know what? That's a leap of faith when you do that. When you do the cardio game, it's really a leap of faith because now you're just based on if she is attracted to you. If she's attracted to you, the conversation will go well. If she's not attracted to you, it's going to go down really bad, really bad.
Yeah, no facts. And let's take
it went both ways to me. I'm not afraid to come on here and tell you guys the truth. It has went really bad for me. It has been really good for me too.
Yeah. So I'll tell you this, guys. I'm gonna take you guys down a trip down memory lane real quick. So the year is 2014. I'm living in Georgia. Okay. And I'm at the gym. I'm at a powerhouse gym down there. And I see this really hot Australian chick. Well, I didn't know she was Australian back then, but she was blonde hair, blue eyes, about 5'10", my niche. So I go up to her and she's actually walking on the treadmill. I had finished my workout. You know, I was looking pretty swole, not as swole as Derrick here, but fairly swole, decently swole, baby swole. And I go up to her and I just, and I noticed that she was walking on the treadmill, right? And she wasn't like exerting herself too much. She was just walking, looking at her phone, whatever. And I was about to walk out. So I said, you know, I just like walked up to her and I said, hey, I thought you were cute. I want to say hello. And then we had conversation and, you know, we were able to make it happen. But but there's a lot of things going on here. And I'll explain why I decided to approach when she was walking on treadmill. Number one, she's on her phone. So I knew she didn't take her workout serious. Number two, she was walking, which, you know, obviously means that she's not like exerting herself. She wasn't like sprinting and I'm coming up like, you know, she's running 6-minute miles and I'm like, hey, by the way, what's up, man? Like, you want to go get a drink sometime? Right. Yeah. Like, you know, I went up to her and just like introduced myself, whatever. And she was able to have conversation. And then as I was talking to her, guys, I was like, one thing I always do is I watch their body language and I watch their eyes and I like watch their tonality. If she's interested in you, there's going to be certain universal traits that are going to be shown that you need to pick up on immediately, or whether it means you should continue the interaction or disengage from the interaction. And, you know, some of these things are subtle. They're hard to pick up, but like if she's touching her hair, she's making good eye contact with you, she's smiling when she talks to you. What I'll purposely do sometimes is I'll actually make a joke that I know is not funny and say it and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll be terrible and she'll still laugh. You know what I'm saying? That is a good sign that she actually finds that she's enjoying the interaction, because the thing is, if you're not funny and girls laugh at you, that means they like you. That's like a huge sign. So I'm just watching that. And then from there, you just decide how you want to go. So with this one, I walked up to the chick because I knew she wasn't exerting herself. But if a chick is like on the Stairmaster going to ham, you know what I'm saying, with bands on her knees and just like, you know, bands will make her dance and all this other stuff. Yeah. Like, you know, you might want to use some common sense and wait until she's done and then talk to her maybe at the water fountain, or if let's say you guys are about to leave at the same time, you talk to her outside the gym, like, hey, I need to stop you real quick. I saw you in there, blah, blah, blah. I thought you're cute, whatever. So just a lot of gym game, guys, is also common sense as well, like a reading the situation and not being an idiot about it. So JC has a question here. Oh, finally a fitness question. Oh my God. You would think like you got two fitness guys here and no one asked anything about fitness. I'm almost stuck at plateau, very slow gains, 38 fixed macros, mostly plant-based except for eggs. My trainer blames plateau on my diet. Feedback? That's not really a clear question. What do you want to make of that?
No gains because his diet sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly plant-based except for eggs. Yeah, you're not gonna look like Kevin Levrone eating like that. I don't believe in the plant-based vegetarian diet. It's not the best way to go. And I know that they came out with this whole documentary, and they even had Arnold Schwarzenegger saying, "I thought that you had to eat meat." Well, you know what? The meat is actually healthy, and I'll just eat a piece of meat maybe here and there, but then I'll just go and eat my leaves all day. No, they paid him to say that. Arnold is a businessman.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the other thing too, guys. I'm going to make a video on this because I've gotten questions about this with the veganism. You guys got to understand. Unfortunately, vegan-based, like plant-based protein, it's inferior to animal-based protein, and the reason why is because it lacks leucine, and a lot of plant-based proteins like don't have leucine, and leucine is one of the most important BCAAs to kickstart the muscle protein synthesis to like actually recover and grow. So I'm not saying as a vegan you can't make gains, but what you got to understand is that you need to consume significantly more protein than someone that's on an animal-based diet, because your protein is, quite frankly, lower quality. And there's a bunch of studies that show that, which I'll make a YouTube video on that for you guys with all the studies and everything. But just understand that with vegan protein, let's say you need 200 grams of protein. If you were to eat like an animal-based, I would bump it up to like 225 grams, 230 grams if you're on a plant-based diet, because of the leucine content lacking.
Now this, to go just a little bit further into that.
Go ahead, please.
If you don't want to be a bodybuilder, if you just want to be healthy and fit, I think that's the best. That is the best diet to go on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like consuming a lot of meat is actually healthy, but if you want to be as big and as strong as possible, meat is the way to go. If you're not to be healthy and you just want to be big and strong, like that's my goal is, then yeah, meat is the way to go. But the plant-based diet is better than my diet for the health reasons.
Yeah. Can I build lots of muscle being consistent in the gym and having an overall healthy diet, or do I have to be counting macros and everything in order to build muscle? You want to hit that one first, Swole, and then I can follow up, or you want me to hit it? Yeah, he's saying, can I build lots of muscle being consistent in the gym and having an overall healthy diet, or do I have to be counting macros?
It depends. Okay, so like, let's say if you're not a genetic freak, I would say my genetics are above average, guys, because I turned pro fairly easily. I didn't struggle for years to do it. So
you have amazing genetics, dude. Your muscle insertions.
Thank you.
Not to make this a erotic podcast, but.
But yeah, I turned pro fairly easy. So now I have to work hard now, and I have to do all the counting now because I'm facing other genetic freaks now. So I can't just wing it no more. But I would say this is, at the beginning, focus on just an overall healthy diet. Don't overcomplicate things. But the further advanced that you get, you are going to have to track and see what you're eating, because you're going to get to a point where you plateau. You can't gain weight or you can't lose it, and you got to know what you're incorporating, because you got to figure out, okay, I need to drop these carbs here. I need to up this protein, or vice versa. Maybe I should play around with the fats, or maybe I should go from 2,200 calories to 2,500 calories, or from 2,200 calories to 1,800 calories. You're not going to know what to do if you're not tracking.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You got to keep everything recorded, and also record your workouts. Okay, so last week I went 5x5 on the bench. I did that for 185. Okay, I feel very sore this week and beat up. So now I'm going to go for hypertrophy. I'm going to do 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps this week. Mm-hmm. And so now you can go based off of how your body goes, and now everything is much more smoother. Again, if you want to get serious gains, if you want to build maximum amount of muscle, you have to go about things in a calculated manner. It can't just be random. You have to take it seriously.
Yeah, absolutely, man. What gets measured gets managed. And I'll tell you this, man, if your goal is to build muscle, bro, you should be counting your calories. Because here's the thing, if you don't count your calories, what's going to happen is you're going to eat in too much of a calorie surplus. You're going to get fat like I did. You know what I'm saying? So I would say somewhere between 200 to 500 calorie surplus, so you can minimize any kind of fat gain. Train harder than gym with weights, and just let the time, eat, sleep, and train, dude, and let the time pass. And the thing is that no one talks about eating, sleeping, and training, because like they can't make money off that. They're trying to sell you stupid supplements. They're trying to sell you on like bogus programs, whatever it may be. The reality is you're going to get 90% of your results from things that are free, man. So focus on the fundamentals, and that's going to account for most of your gains. Let's see here. Question. When do you eventually ask her outside the gym? Because you said after you get her number, you ask her if she would be down to work out with you. I think that's for you with your spotting game.
Yeah, that's usually right away within a week, or no more than a week. Yeah, so let's say if I met her on Tuesday, the workout will be on a Friday or a Saturday that we'll have with one another, and then the spot will usually be the spot afterwards. We'll go out to eat typically.
Mm-hmm.
I like to do like Chipotle or Qdoba or something like that, or a protein shake smoothie place. They usually have like little sandwiches there. Just something that you can just kind of just relax. You guys can take a walk in the park. I think I've done all 3 before. I think we went out to eat. We went out and walk in the park after the gym. you guys can get creative with it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, you don't want to wait too long because again, she's got to work out. So I mean, you could schedule with the workout session the next day if you want.
Yeah, and guys, you got to remember that time kills all sales. So you need to close. You got to move to close it as quickly as possible. You know what I mean? Because like the longer you wait, the worse it's going to be for you. Because I was talking about this on my podcast last week with my boy Prince. She meets you on Monday, right? Especially like if you're in a major city like here in Miami, whatever. Like you meet her on Monday and you schedule the date, let's say for Thursday. Tuesday and Wednesday pass by and she meets some other guy that wants to take her on a boat party. She's going to go with that guy and flake on you on Thursday. You know what I'm saying? So you want to minimize other distractions and other guys because you guys got to understand that like a chick's phone, dude, is literally a box of D's, man. It is until you guys date a hot girl and you look at her phone, like literally like show you her phone, like, hey, if I want to see this for experimental reasons, you're gonna be shocked at why, and then it's gonna become very crystal clear to you why women act the way they do in 2020. So you gotta go quickly.
I think that people are still following the old dating coaches like Coach Corey and all that because what does Corey Wayne preaches? He preaches you contact a girl once a week.
Yep.
Alpha male, he says 3 to 4 hour, wait 3 to 4 hours. And I think alpha male strategies, he even changed that. He said,
yeah. Because they used to say wait a week, and like I remember AMS used to say like text her the next week, and in my head I was like, bro, no, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like the way girls are now with the ADD and the constant validation, like women don't. The reality is this, guys, women no longer respect male attention. And the reason why they don't respect it is because they get it for free all day on social media and dating apps. So it used to be 20 years ago, you would get a chick's number and actually meant something. Now you get a chick's number, it's like,
psych, that's the wrong number.
You know what I'm saying? Like women don't have no problem with like flaking on guys, like, you know, and doing what they got to do because they have so many options. So like, you know, your attention. So you need to quickly. The fastest way to see if she's a time waster or just like using you for free attention is to schedule the date immediately. You know what I'm saying? So like that's how you got to do it nowadays. 20 years ago, yeah, you could have done it that way because a man's attention actually meant something because they weren't getting it all day for free on the internet. But now it means nothing. So the only way that you're going to discern a chick that likes you from a chick that's just seeking you for attention is to quickly set up a date, man. So that's what I would say. So yeah, man, it still applies, guys. Like obviously run Swole's game with like, you know, obviously the which I think is ingenious, by the way. Ask her to spot you, set up a date right there and then to hang out, whether it's another workout session or it's a hangout session and walk in the park, some food, coffee, whatever it may be. Make sure it's low investment on your end, but make sure that you're getting to it quick. I mean, how quick are you seeing these chicks after you meet them, Swole, with that game that you got going?
Yeah,
within that week, right?
Within a week, and you gotta act quick nowadays because again, like I said, like 20 years ago, or I would say even 10 years ago, like I'll say before the days of Instagram, before Instagram really got popular, I do believe that the once a week rule and the waiting rule, 3 to 4 hours waiting time, actually played an advantage. But I think too many guys do that now because they know to do that. And these girls are adapting. Like I was coaching a guy and the girls are getting so smart now when it comes in terms of game. They're really trying to trap you in that availability trap no matter what. And like you got to be very strong and very centered and very forward. And it's kind of hard to coach somebody who doesn't have that killer instinct, that drive, or that emotional intelligence. Because these girls are adapting. Once a week, 3 to 4 hours, that is not going to work anymore. You have to go as quick as possible because again, the next bidder is coming.
Absolutely. So French has a super chat here. Thank you for super chat. How do you hit your protein on a cut as a vegan?
I don't know. I never did it before.
Yeah. So, bro, I would say that the big thing is you're gonna, because I did the vegan diet for a few months. You're gonna 100% need to live on protein powders. It's gonna be tough to get it from just foods. What the protein powder I used when I was on the vegan diet is Blessed. It's advertised by this bimbo. I forget her name, Katya something. but it is a, you know, besides her being a bimbo, like it is a good protein powder. So I suggest that. It's pretty, it doesn't taste too bad, and it's good macros. It's around 24 grams of protein per scoop, which is like unheard of for vegan protein. Vegan protein typically is always trash. Like it's like tastes like chalk. It's like 12 grams per scoop. You got to put in like 1 million. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, so it's actually a good protein powder when you're on the cut. He comes with another question. How can you tell how good / bad your insertions are? This is a question for you, Swole, because you're a competitive bodybuilder.
When you started to not look like the bodybuilder that you admire the most, you know your insertions are bad. Actually, like I think I posted up on my story. Hold on, I can pull it up the picture real quick. The bodybuilder that I want to look like the most, guys, is Arnold Schwarzenegger, and the second bodybuilder I would say is Kevin Lebroni. Those are my top 2 favorite bodybuilders. So every time that I went to the gym, I constantly visualized Arnold Schwarzenegger. And this is why I say that visualization is the most important thing, because what your mind has is the body will follow. The body will follow the mind where the mind goes. So this is a picture of Arnold and me at both the age of 27.
Boom.
And we're pretty much close. It's really identical.
Yeah, what's your stats, Swole? How tall are you? How much do you weigh?
I'm 6'1", 6'ish. I get measured differently. And then that weight right there, I think I was like 220 pounds.
Okay, yeah, that's very close. Arnold was around 230 when he stepped on stage. 6'3".
I would say I would probably look very. By next year, my legs will be more developed than Arnold's. But yeah,
that was one of his weak points. That's one of his biggest critiques, was his legs were lagging. But
well, it really wasn't. Not in those standards.
Yeah, in the 70s. Yeah, I think he was proportionate. I think he was very aesthetic. But
I actually like that look better.
Yeah, facts. The tree trunks are not. Yeah.
Yeah, that look won't win today. That look won't even win. You won't even come out on nationals with that look.
Yeah, no, you won't. They're gonna tell you like, what do you do? Unless you compete in like physique, where do they still wear the board shorts in physique?
They still wear the board shorts, but wouldn't even look in physique. These physique guys are huge.
Yeah, they are, bro. They are. Yeah. It's very competitive nowadays.
Extremely.
Anthony Vasquez, I'm following a workout plan, and I do 2 a days because I have the next 10 days off, but my program only calls for 1 workout every other day. Should I just follow the program? What's your take on that, Swole? He's definitely a beginner. Like I can tell from the way he's asking it. I'll answer real quick while you read it. Like, bro, you're doing too much. Like,
he's probably doing the full body workout.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best workout routine for somebody who is natural.
Yep. Facts. Especially beginners.
Yeah, the bro split routine, guys. And this is you guys want to really dig up into the history of this and how it was developed.
Here we go.
Yeah. You guys search, put in YouTube search Leroy Colbert. And he was the first man to develop 21-inch arms naturally. And he came out with a video series right before he died explaining the full body workout and how it's the best workout for a natural lifter. And this is the reason why. Because of protein synthesis.
Boom.
If you're on drugs, your protein synthesis is much higher. So you will be better off going in the gym, going in there and just killing chest, and that's it. That's it. And then next week you go in there and you kill legs, right? Your protein synthesis is that much higher, so you have a longer chance to hit the muscle. But when you're not on anything, you got to be hitting that muscle consistently in order for that muscle to grow. So you got to do the full body workout. It's the only way to do that. And that's when you do 3 to 4 sets per body part, 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And that's what I did when I was a natural, actually. And that's how I was able to win natural championships.
That's exactly how I train my clients. And people think I'm crazy when I tell them, like, bro, less is more. You know what I'm saying? And frequency is your friend when you're a natural, especially when you're a beginner. You know what I'm saying? Like the bro splits guys, the reason why they're inferior is because they quite frankly, they're utilized by guys that were enhanced in the 90s. And this was like a big thing that they did in the 90s and the 2000s. And they were able to recover from doing a 50 set chest workout. You know what I'm saying? So you're not going to have the same ability to recover than they do. So yeah, excellent stuff. And guys, we didn't coordinate that like that. You heard that just straight from an IFBB pro. Like, you know what I mean? Like that, obviously the questions are coming in randomly. So, and then he goes, AMS said wait 3 days. I could have sworn he said wait a week, bro. I mean, either way, I like AMS. I'm not a hater. I think he puts out good content, but like, honestly, dude, I think even 3 days is too much. I get the number and I'm trying to set a date immediately, bro. Like that day, like within the hour, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like trying to make something happen because the way the marketplace is set up now, guys, like these girls have ADD and they have too much attention. So I don't know. What's your thoughts?
And also, I think it's what I mentioned before is that you're building her up in your head.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying, I gotta wait 3 days.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yes, because that's when she's going to accept me. And if I don't wait 3 days, she's going to think I'm thirsty. And then, bro, trust me, you being thirsty, that will come out on the date. It's not going to come out you just texting her. Because what are you trying to do? You're trying to prove how high value you are. She's going to know that based off of how you act. So let's say this, guy. Let's say if you did wait a week, right? You wait a week. You waited to text her messages. Let's say you get lucky, you actually take her out on a date. You're on a date with her. Your thirstiness, your how valuable you really are will come out on the date.
Yeah.
This is how you act, how you set up, the eye contact, and it's going to come out because she's going to ask you questions, and girls are really good at this, on what you do on a daily basis. And the truth is going to come out, and then she's going to remember the time that you waited a week. She's going to remember the time that you waited 3 to 4 hours. So she's going to be like, wait, hold up here.
Yeah.
This dude's a fake.
Exactly, bro. And then you're just going to be sitting there like, oh, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't fake high value, bro. So, like, waiting a couple days and all this other stuff, you're better off just sending up to date quickly and then meeting her on a date and then being congruent to high value when she asks you questions, when she talks to you. Like, you guys got to understand that, like, being high value isn't like necessarily like you being high value. It's in your mannerisms. It's how you talk. It's your tonality. It's the way you speak. It's the way you convey yourself. It's like, simple things like leading the date, not letting her make decisions, not letting her walk in front of you. Like, these are all things that are going to show that, you know what I'm saying, that you're a high value guy. So, all right, we'll answer questions for the next, we'll give it till 1:20. So for the next 3 minutes, we'll speed round here because they're piling up, dude. Holy. Now you guys want to ask fitness questions, you jerks, when we're ready to get off. Okay, let's see here. Question, Swole, do you ever not invite her to a gym session for the first time and just invite her straight to hang out for a walk, or WTV, watch TV, I'm assuming he means for that?
No, that's too straightforward. I like to take my time. But yeah, so the gym session typically goes down first, and that's just because guys, I typically I have sex within the first date more times than ever. So like, yeah, there has been times where girls will make me wait, but it comes every blue moon. And the reason is that by the time I get to the actual real date, where you're dressing up in your nice jeans and your
a lot of rapport's already been built.
Yeah, it's the work has been done. The work has been done. So now it's really all on me now. I can only talk my way out of her poutine. I can't talk my way in her poutine.
Thanks. Yeah, man, because he's already built. You guys got to understand that, like, Swole is he's already, like, he's in good shape. So when he says let's catch a workout, the girl is gonna say, "Wow, I could probably learn something working out with this guy." You know what I'm saying? Like, he's an IFBB pro, so like he already has authority. So like when she's not gonna decline to work out with him, and then she works out with him, and guess what? He's running the workout. He's telling her what to do. He's in a leadership role. She's learning from him. So and that all makes him more attractive. So by the time he sets up the date, guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a foregone conclusion that she's gonna get some Swole in there. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? I love that you mentioned that, because that's something that I forget, is that girls really love it when you tell them what to do.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you're straightforward, so let's say you say, get on the bench, right? And they try to give you a little bat talk. That's like a little shit test.
Mm-hmm.
What you do is you say, "Get your ass on that bench," and they go. And one of the girls was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
They love it. They really love it, and so you fill up more points when you're like, because you're just totally in your masculine frame.
Yeah. All right. What are your thoughts on IF? I mean, bro, calorie deficit is what loses the weight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Intermittent fasting is just a dummy-proof way to do that. You're basically restricting calories based on time, but at the end of the day, it's a calorie deficit that loses the weight. Is working a certain body part a day effective for someone who's normal? We just said that full body workouts are superior for natural athletes. How to bodybuild for skinny guys? Calorie surplus, compound movements, train consistently 3 to 4 times per week. What do you say, Swole? You want to add anything to that?
Yeah, you got to do the big movements, the bench press, the squats, the deadlifts. You can't. There's no easy way out. You can't be on machines if you're skinny.
Yeah. French. Also, last Q. What's your thoughts on working out 6 days a week? I think as a beginner, you need to be you build yourself up to that. You know what I'm saying? Like three to start, 4. I think honestly, I think the sweet spot is 4 to 5.
Yeah, I want to work out 6 days a week right now.
Yeah. There you go, IFBB Pro right there telling you guys, man. You guys got to understand that like more isn't always better. You do the amount of work that you can actually recover from. You understand? So that's really what it is. What can I do if I have more muscle in one arm than the other? Dumbbells, baby. So what do you say to that?
Yeah. Like, so for instance, guys, if you guys watch my training vlogs, my left leg is smaller than my right leg. So I do a lot of isolation movements. I will even sometimes do a workout just training my left leg only. Like I would go that far.
This guy, can I have proof that he's a professional bodybuilder?
Yeah, I think so. Give me a second.
While you find that, this guy says, Cody A, not a lot of men set a date on the first day. You met her, talk about standing out. It ain't thirsty going to instant date. Nah, bro, it's not. All you're doing is you're closing the lead quickly, man. And the other more important thing is you're making sure she's not like just is seeking free attention. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's important to close your leads quickly. You guys got to understand that dealing with chicks is sales. You know what I'm saying? Time kills all deals. So make the stuff happen. Don't be scared. You know what I'm saying? Now, with that said, Swole, obviously, he's making it happen, but he's getting the chick on a date. Even though she doesn't know it, that training session is a date because he's conveying high value. He's demonstrating higher value. He's in a leadership position. So when he actually sets the real date in her head, the attraction's already been built. That's why his close rate is so high on the first date. But in reality, the first date was the gym, or the walk or whatever. Jordan Price, what's your advice on someone who doesn't have a workout plan while going to the gym? Hire a coach, bro. Don't be a cheapskate. Peck, I'm a beginner. Will it overtook my arms if I do barbell curls and pull up 6 days a week? No, but I would cut your frequency down. I'd go 4 to 5 days per week and just have higher quality sets. So you got it for this guy?
All the proof I have is my first place trophy from nationals. So you guys can see it right here.
Receipts, baby.
So you guys can see that first place. That gets you the IFBB Pro card.
Yeah, he is an IFBB Pro. I verified it, so don't hate, please. So okay, we're gonna Swole, where can they find you, bro? Can you please put your services up? Your coaching services, your website, all that stuff.
So you guys can get my coaching services at www.swolealpha.com. The
YouTube in the chat right now. Swolealpha.com.
Yep.
Okay.
The YouTube is Swole Alpha. Instagram is Swole_Alpha_. You can shoot me a DM there. You can email me at swolealpha23@gmail.com. I put 23 there because of Michael Jordan, obviously. And yeah.
Swolealpha23@gmail.com.
Yeah, swolealpha23
I just put it. I put your website in there, swolealpha.com, swolealpha23@gmail.com. Awesome. Guys, for me, get my free ebook, Unplugging from the Matrix of Fitness and Game. I teach you guys how to basically, the reality of the gym and dealing with women. Obviously, I advocate anything Swole teaches because obviously this guy's IFBB Pro. He has the receipts, baby. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you guys sub to his channel. Check out his content. His Instagram, he puts out some funny stuff. And yeah, man, with that said, bro, Swole, anything, I'll give you the last word, bro.
No, that's it, man. Just follow Myron, what he teaches, man, because he legitimately knows what he's talking about. Like it's he has such intelligence about people in general, and that's pretty much what game is, guys. It's not about being cool or high value. It's really just being intelligent and knowing just people in general and what to say, what not to do, and respecting their boundaries and whatever.
All right, man. With that said, guys, thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Gains Podcast. I was happy to have Swole. Thank you for coming on. We're gonna catch you guys on Thursday for the Fresh and Fit podcast at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll catch you guys then. Peace.